Day 101. The day started off with farming a little bit, replanting everything, turning all of my sugarcane that I got into paper, making a diamond axe, putting efficiency 2 on the axe, and then heading to the village. But then I had to turn around because I realized I forgot all of my emeralds, so I got all the emeralds and started heading back towards the village. Once I got there, after traveling there through the night, I woke up this villager and traded all of my paper for emeralds with him. Then I bought another mending book. I woke up this villager and traded all of my wheat with him, and went to bed. The next morning, I bred all the villagers and headed back home. Once I got home, I put mending on my boots and started chopping down trees in this area of the mainland, which took the entire day. So once I was done, I went back to bed. And the next morning, I started by chopping down more trees, which also took the entire day, so then I went to bed again. The next morning, I started by chopping down trees again, but afterwards, I started to build this little villager house. I headed back to the village, put this villager into a boat, and started boating him home, but it was getting dark, so I went to bed before I did anything else. Once I got him home, I trapped him in the house and made him into a librarian. I headed back to the village, put another villager into a boat, and boated him into the river. But once I got home, I destroyed the slab, and this villager sprinted out the door.
We're done when I say we're done.
I don't know what's up with villagers and trying to get themselves killed, but they really need to chill. Then I panicked and went to bed. The next morning, I killed this creeper that spawned. I started to make a new system to get the villagers into the building, blocked up the old entrance, put this villager into a boat again, and had to revise the system a little bit. But once I got it to work, I boated this villager in and finally got him to float up. He almost drowned though, I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay. I put this villager into a boat and tried to do the same with him, but this one gave me way less trouble because he just floated straight up. Then I had to pass up this infinity enchantment, which really hurt my soul because I really needed it. I did a little bit more farming, turned all the wheat that I got into bread, and bred the villagers again. I expanded the villager house more, put torches on the roof so no mobs would spawn. I destroyed this wall that was on the inside and then put torches on the inside so no mobs would spawn, and went to bed. The next day, I kept trying to get a mending enchantment, and after not that long, I actually got it, which is really nice. I headed into the nether where I killed this enderman and mined a ton, and I mean a ton of quartz. I did it so that I could get my boots to full durability again, and once they were, I killed these pigs and headed back home. I made a composter and farmed everything, replanted everything, then headed into the villager's house. I woke up this villager to make him into a farmer and kept trying until I finally got a wheat trade. Once I did, I traded all of my wheat for emeralds. Then I woke up this villager to buy a mending book. I put mending on my chest plate, sheared all the sheep, and then went to bed. The next morning, I farmed all of the sugarcane that was around my island, made it all into paper, headed back to the villager's house, and realizing that this villager that I turned into a librarian did not have a paper trade. So I had to head back to the other village, and once I got there, I traded all of my paper for emeralds with this villager, who is definitely scamming me for mending books, by the way. And then I turned these wheat blocks that I found into wheat and traded them with this farmer. Afterwards, I got back on my horse and took a little detour to the pillager tower over here. Once I got here, I fought all the pillagers that I could, looked at these allays, but I didn't grab them yet. But just since the pillagers kept spawning so much, I went into the tower and held them at this little choke point right here. And after a while, I headed to the top and grabbed everything out of the chest. Then I realized that the pillagers count as monsters, so I can't sleep there, hopped back on my horse, and headed all the way back home. Once I got home, I went to bed right away. I deposited everything in this chest in the morning that I got from my adventure, sheared all my sheep again, and started to kill sheep so that more gray wool could spawn. Afterwards, I made another lectern, bred all the villagers again, and started to follow this tutorial to make a piglin farm, which at the beginning I thought was for XP and a zombie piglin farm, but it was actually one for bartering and trading with piglins. After I realized I put everything into this chest and would build it later. Then I started fishing, and I got a bow with power 4, another saddle, an efficiency 4 book, and by that time it was the end of the day, so I just got ready for the next 10 days.
Wake up in the mornings with some gas, I feel lovely. Yo, this in my line, she keeps saying that she love me. I can never love a bitch, my attitude